the evil one. Good morning, everybody. Oh, there's kitty cat. Diligent dog doing her job. Ooh, get those chickens. Oh, there's another kitten. Hello, guys. Those are the new addition. Freddy. Boop. And Jankles. Isn't he just majestic? Hey, Janks. I didn't name them, but I can't name animals anyway, so Freddy's and Jankles it is. Now, as much as I don't really like it, I got this thing on Facebook. It was up at a big old industrial place. I want you down in the comments to guess how much I paid for it. It came this blue barrel and this stand, and there's a drain too that comes with it, but I thought it was about half the size when I saw the picture. So that might give you a little indication on the price. Anywho, just did to kind of prepare, whoop, hi kitty cat, the garden and whatnot for winter. Round and round. Took down all the fence because I like to make sure my fence is down and out of the way for the winter and the weather and whatnot. It's actually up in the loft of the chicken coop. So these are the strawberries. We've actually had a bit of snow and everything already, but then we had a ton of rain last night, which then froze. So what I did with my strawberries and asparagus, because the chickens and the dog were in digging, pretty much that's like the only bed they were really digging at. I got this at the dollar store, and it is just a really cheap bird netting. But I just put this on and stapled it around just so they couldn't get in and dig and tear all my plants out, because they were tearing my asparagus out. So we have a lot of trees around, a lot of trees. So what we did, we raked up a bunch of leaves and we put it down. I also left a lot of the herbs to die back and everything, just to add back to the soil. These are the last things that died. I've picked a lot of them for seed and whatnot, but marigolds, giant marigolds. And then these were the two beds that had the green tents on them. So these were the peppers. I harvested them and now they're dead. I pulled everything out of this bed. But this here, my hive died. So I brought all this stuff up. And this actually had some honey in it, but nobody was touching it, so I wasn't touching it. Because I figure they kind of have a clue as to what's good and what isn't. But my other hive down there, that's the new one, is thriving. I got them to move over to the box. They wouldn't move over. They actually swarmed at least once, maybe twice. So I put some lemongrass oil in the second box, and zoop, they moved right over. So that's cool. This is my first time with that type of hive. I usually have the, oh, what's it called? Langstroth or whatever. I don't know. I don't know everything about bees. They give us honey, I know that. Anyway, over here, this is the bed that had the potatoes in it. So I planted 2 pounds of garlic in here and did the same thing. I put this on so, well, I didn't want the chickens to get in and dig up the onion bulbs, because, you know, they would. So hopefully we'll have a ton of garlic next year. It would be really nice. We'll know in the spring when it starts popping up. Oh, yay, the chickens. Boom, boom. This is how I get the groceries from down there all the way up in the winter when I can't get that up the driveway, because our driveway is crazy. So, and I'm not going to hurt the truck trying to get it up the driveway when it gets icy. And yeah, this is covered with leaves And then these are the old corn stalks that didn't really amount to anything. So hopefully we'll have garlic. And this is great. This is like the best time of year because you've got this, which is this, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's ice on top of the rocks. But then what makes it even more fun is this. So you got slippery ice and slippery leaves and mud, which is great. So next year, obviously this bed here is dedicated to garlic. I don't know what I'm gonna do for these two next year. So this area right here, it's one of the flatter parts of this hill, mostly this spot right here. I'd like to, I don't know if we're gonna try to clear it out and plant wheat next year. That's kind of what I want to do. Or potatoes in this area. We haven't really figured it out yet, but it's all pretty flat right here. So hopefully that's what we'll do. Get this cleaned out, get everything picked up. Maybe I'll do some of that today. I also have to clean the chicken coop, which hopefully someday we'll have some kind of siding on it. Right now, that's as far as we got. So that's how we put our garden to bed for the winter. We're hoping we can build a few more boxes next year because we need to grow some more food. But yeah, that's that. And I generally, for the bees, I cover the hive and everything, but we just didn't have the funds and stuff this year, so I had some straw. So I basically just kind of barricaded it a little bit. I would like a little bit more straw, but it'll have to do. They're generally fine as long as they don't get wet. And the big part is the condensation that goes up into the roof, and then drips back down on them. So I have wool in my roof, so I'm hoping that'll help insulate and keep the moisture off of them. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how they survive the winter. So far, they're doing great. So that's putting everything to bed, and the cats are having a great time climbing trees. And the dog is having a great time chasing the chickens. They're silly. So I was going to do a video about everything that we harvested, but it just didn't happen. So I'll just kind of show you. Well, this here is just, that's, I think, what is that? I think those are carcasses that I was going to use for bone broth at some point. This is one of our chickens that we butchered. But yeah, so this freezer is pretty much full of tomatoes. And then that's just some leftover beef, which actually, I do need to grab something. Some leftover beef from last year. So we're going to get another quarter of a cow. So I have to can all these tomatoes next week. So that'll be fun. And then we can fill this freezer with meat again. So we did pretty good for the first year with this garden. Our peppers did okay. They just didn't ripen. They needed more time. Oh, it's starting to snow now. Brr. Anyway, so the chickens are doing okay. Brr. They are not laying, but they're new layers and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. We'll see in the spring. They should start picking up really good. So anyway, that, I guess, is a little bit of a catch-up for right now. Shalom, guys. Thanks for watching.